Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn an important concept in macroeconomics, the difference between the movement along the demand curve and a shift in demand curve. Demand curve. Movement along the demand curve. Along the demand curve. Another is shift in demand curve. So movement along the demand curve. Here this is due to change in price. Change in price. Okay. So here other things means other factor being equal when the quantity demanded changes due to change in price. Okay. It's called movement along the demand curve. Okay. And here due to change in other factors. Here price is constant. Here price don't change. So what the key difference? So movement along the demand curve is due to change in price. Here other thing being equal, other factors remain unchanged. And here shift in demand curve, this is due to change in other factors. Here price remains constant. So you can see the difference. So what the other factors? What's the other factors? Here others factors like salary or sorry salary or change in income, change in taste and preference. Okay, change in habits, substitute goods, etc. So here shift in demand curve is due to change in other factor. Here price remains constant, whereas movement along the demand curve, here the it is due to the change in price and other things remain constant. We'll see the example. Movement along the demand curve and shift in demand curve. Okay. We will try to make a graph, then we will understand. We will try to understand through the graph. Here the y-axis, success, center, here price, and here quantity demanded. Okay, so we know how demand curve is, let's say. Okay, let's say point A, B, C, D. So we'll try to draw connect the dots. Okay, so there is, this is price, P and Q. Okay, Q1, Q2, Q3. So we'll see. So there is a movement along the demand curve. We can see different price and different quantity demanded. Okay, and here we can see there is a movement along the demand curve from A, B to C, C to B, C to A, C to D. When it goes upward, it's got upward. It means there is a contraction in demand. Contraction in demand curve. We'll check this. Let's suppose at C we were demanding Q1. You can see. Okay. But as we went upward till B, our demand had decreased. You can see, due to increase in price. Here price has increased and demand had decreased at point B. And same goes for point A. From C to A, the demand had decreased, the quantity demanded and price has increased. So this is upward. So when it will go upward, it is called contraction in demand, and when it's come downward, it's called expansion in demand. Expansion of demand curve. We'll check this. So look, at point C, at P we were at peak price we were demanding Q. Quantity demanded was Q. But as we move to point D, look, the quantity demanded has increased due to decrease in price. So when it, just understand, when the shifting will be upward, it's contraction in demand, and when the shifting will be downward, it's expansion in demand. You got this? And why this is? This is due to change in price. Other thing remains equal. Now we will understand shift in demand curve. Why this is shift in demand curve? This is due to other factors. Here price remains constant. Okay, let's draw. Let's understand here. Shift in demand curve. Well, y-axis, x-axis, 0 center. So here is quantity demanded, price. I will draw a demand curve. Okay, let's make this more. You don't have space. This is demand curve. Okay, D1. So called D1. This is D. Okay. We will show shift in demand curve. Shift in demand curve. Okay. Shift in demand curve. Leftward shift and rightward shift. Leftward shift and rightward shift. Okay. When it is leftward shift, means going this way, it is called decrease in demand. And when it's got rightward shift, called increase in demand. Okay, we will connect the dots and we will try to understand this. Look, in the previous graph where we saw of the movement along the demand curve, there the price kept changing, but here there is a shift in demand curve, rightward and leftward, increase in demand curve and decrease in demand curve. Why? Here the price is same, but the quantity demanded keeps changing due to the other factors like income, taste and preference, price of related goods, etc. So here is a price. Let's be. Look, you will understand this. The price remains constant. Price doesn't change for D, D1 or D2. But quantity demanded keeps changes. Price is constant at P. You can say, okay. But quantity demanded, look, at P this you can see this. Why it is this is due to the change in the other factors. Here the price remains constant. So understand the key difference. This will revise this. So what we also demand curve, the movement along the demand curve, shift in demand curve. This is due to change in price. This is due to change in other factors. Here price remains constant. Here other factors remains constant. And one more thing, in movement along the demand curve, there is contraction and expansion, and here in this decrease and increase. Decrease for leftward shift and increase for rightward shift. And here contraction and expansion. When it's upward, it's contraction. When it's downward, it's expansion. As we have covered that, you can see the difference both curve. So this is the main concept which I wanted to tell. Thank you.